You know, honestly, I couldn't make this shit up even if I wanted to. Tesla stock is up over 6% today, following some big news. Last night, I made a video called "Something Big is Coming" for Tesla stock. More leaked news. That is because it has become very obvious that large money institutional clients and market makers, they are getting news before we do. Okay, some people are going to say this has been happening for a long time, and sure, you're right there. That's been happening for a long time. But nowadays, it's so blatantly obvious if you just pay attention. Like Tesla stock yesterday, massively outperformed for no reason. Yeah, someone got leaked some news. And I shared that opinion with you last night, and what do we wake up with today? Well, massive news for Tesla stock. Tesla AI's X account posted this. It says, due to popular demand, Tesla AI team release roadmap. You can see for September, we actually have the Start Summon, or Smart Summon, and then Cybertruck Auto Park, eye tracking with glasses, end-to-end network on highway, and Cybertruck FSD. That's all planned for September this month. October, you have Unpark, Park, and Reverse in FSD, and V12 with 6x improvement in miles between necessary interventions. But this is not what is getting Tesla stock up and moving today. It is this: Q1 2025, FSD in Europe, pending regulatory approval, and FSD in China, pending regulatory approval. So Tesla is seeking to launch FSD in Europe and China by the first quarter of 2025, and this can be a big deal for Tesla's profitability. Because as we've talked about many times now, Tesla already puts the necessary hardware into the vehicles when they make them. So all you gotta do is sign up for FSD, give Tesla $8,000 or sign up for $100 a month, and they basically send you a software update and you update the vehicle. And boom, you're good to roll. So Tesla already recognizes the upfront cost and putting that extra hardware into the vehicle. So when they flip on a switch, if you will, let's just call it that, they bring in a lot of money, and it's basically accretive straight to the bottom line. Like FSD has 90+% net bottom line margins. And when there is millions of Teslas out on the road that could now potentially get access to full self-driving here soon, that is a big deal for Tesla. FSD, if it's subscribed every month, is also subscription revenue, which Wall Street tends to value that more than just one-time purchases. So this is seen as clearly really good news for Tesla. Tesla stock is up about 7% now at the time of recording this video. On a technical basis, Tesla stock found support today at that 50-day moving average. This news came out, and it was off to the races for Tesla. Now, yesterday, you really rallied above your downtrending line of resistance, which was a very important level. We found resistance there on the first day of September trading, which was September 3rd. You found some resistance there. You did not close above there. Yesterday, you closed above there, and now you're essentially gapping up 7% today. Now, there's a lot of talk that Tesla stock could potentially run to the 330 level just before earnings, and earnings are going to be around October 20th or so, maybe a week or two after the October 10th Robotaxi event, and that is certainly in the cards here. As I've explained in previous videos, I think Tesla stock could run to $300 per share by the end of September if the data comes out good tomorrow. If non-farms come in good and come in, on the high side, and the unemployment rate actually goes down. If the unemployment rate goes down, I would expect Tesla's going to be a $300 stock by the end of September. That's my bold prediction. Now, if the unemployment rate goes up at all, to 4.4% or 4.5%, I think Tesla's not going to be a $300 stock. I think Tesla's going to be a $200 stock by the end of September, because I think the markets are going to get washed out. I think tomorrow could be a really bad day if the data comes in bad. And I don't think Tesla will be immune from that kind of selling. Yes, you know, the outperformance you've seen from Tesla yesterday was standout. The outperformance relatively that you've seen on September 3rd was also a bit of a standout, but that wasn't based on recession fears. You know, the markets were not selling off based on, you know, economic uncertainties. If we get a bad BLS report tomorrow, you know, Tesla's very cyclical. It's very sensitive to interest rates, yes, but also economic activity as the markets kind of deem it to be. So that is going to be the biggest driver for Tesla stock coming tomorrow morning. But we did get some data today that I would like to share with you. This morning we got Challenger job cuts that came in at 76,000. We were expecting 78,000, so that was a little bit better than expected. The ADP employment change came in weaker than expected at 99,000 job ads. We were expecting around 115,000 job ads, so that was not a good sign for tomorrow's BLS report. Initial jobless claims came in at 227,000, better than the 230,000, which was expected. A lot of Wall Street is saying, well, people are just not filing claims this time around, which, I mean, maybe that's true, maybe not, but apparently that is kind of distorting the initial jobless claims numbers that we are seeing. For ISM services today, this was the biggest catalyst for markets. The headline number came in at 51.5. Last month was 51.4. We were expecting 51.1. So you actually went up. Services came in a little bit better than last month and better than what we were expecting. Business activity came in at 53.3. We were expecting 54. So business activity actually fell. Employment came in at 50.2 versus last month at 51.1. So that weakened from last month. The estimate was 50.5. So we came in below estimates as well. That mixed with ADP this morning doesn't look great for tomorrow's BLS report. I will be honest with you. ISM services new orders came in at 53.0. We were expecting 51.9. So that came in much better than expected. And ISM services prices, the inflation component of the service data, came in at 57.3. We were expecting 56.0. So that also came in higher than expected. Also announced today that Rowan Ma, who founded and scaled AutoBidder at Tesla, has announced he is leaving the company after 8 years. Morgan Stanley's Adam Jonas has released a new Tesla note. What's up with Tesla? 4 pithy thoughts. Quote, Tesla remains our top pick in U.S. autos as the company continues to take steps to mitigate downside risk to the core auto business while shifting incremental resources to stationary energy, compute infrastructure, and robotics and other expressions of embodied AI. Adam Jonas also cites Tesla's full year 2024 consensus EPS estimate is down 50%, and the full year 2025 consensus EPS estimate is down 45%, and Tesla stock is down 38% if you're comparing Tesla versus the other Mag 6, where all of them are positive besides Tesla, with Nvidia up 261%, Meta up 52%, Apple up 24%, Microsoft up 22%, Google up 8%, and Amazon up 4%, and Tesla down 38%. Which to me just shows, well, Adam Jonas believes Tesla can start to turn the ship around, can start to see some higher EPS estimates coming in for 2025, and that will have a positive impact on Tesla stock. It also says here in Adam Jonas' note, the Robotaxi Day in Hollywood, he says, while we are bullish on the very long-term potential for autonomous vehicles to transform surface transport networks, we urge our clients to keep expectations well managed for the near term. Tesla has sent out invitations to the October 10th event, which will be held in Warner Bros. Studios. What is our guess of what to expect here? A demonstration of the latest iteration of FSD version 12.5 or later, and a demonstration of a fully autonomous cyber cab in what we expect to be a closed/semi-closed course. We note that according to the California DMV website, Tesla has a permit for autonomous vehicle testing with a driver, but does not currently hold a permit for autonomous vehicle testing or deployment without a driver. And in recent days, Tesla has been collecting more data, if you will, on the area around the Warner Bros. Studio, which sent a lot of speculation around Tesla stock in this robotaxi event, whether or not we would actually get maybe the first robotaxi ride as a demonstration to us somewhere around the Warner Bros. Studio. Technically, they're not supposed to, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tesla still does it anyway. Elon Musk also says that Tesla FSD could launch in the UK and Australia in the first half of 2025. This is RHD markets, so the drive on the right-hand side of the road, pending obviously regulatory approval. And apparently BMW aims to bring its first hydrogen-powered vehicle onto the market in 2028 using fuel cell technology developed with Toyota, the company said today. What's actually interesting about Tesla over here on StockTwits, when you look at the sentiment barometer, sentiment is bearish today at 25. Yesterday it was bearish at 31, so people actually feel more bearish today on Tesla than they did yesterday, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Let me know your take on that down below in the comment section. Nonetheless, message volume is extremely high at 75 today. Yesterday, it was normal at 53, and the participation ratio today is high at 55. Here on the day today, Tesla's short interest of free flow is sitting at 2.95%. You have $18 billion currently sold short in Tesla stock, totaling 82.02 million shares. Return shares, 275,000. Borrowed shares, 485,000. So it looks like on net, you only have about 10,000 shares that are actually being sold short today, which is quite impressive considering Tesla stock is up like 5 to 6%. You would expect to see a little bit more shorts taking out new short positions. As far as option activity in Tesla stock today, you have seen 29 different trades totaling $13.4 million with a positive order value of 22%. But yeah, it does look like there is some bearish option positioning in Tesla. You can see a lot of focus around the September 12th 230 puts, which would be downside from here of about $2 per share. Tesla stock's currently at about $232 per share. You can see here in October 17th, 195 put. That's a little bit more bearish. September 19th, 230, 250 puts here. A lot of near-term put activity around the 230s, around the 232s. So it looks like hedge funds, institutions are saying Tesla's probably not going to go higher than $232 per share here in the very near term. That could be today, that could be tomorrow, that could be throughout the rest of this week, but that's essentially the bet that they are making today. Tesla continues to run about 4,000 different ads with Google. Tesla's global inventory numbers continue to fall as well. The Model 3 is falling quite a bit, as well as the Model Y. The Model 3 at about 5,500 vehicles in inventory, the Model Y at about 5,800, the Model X at 3,800, and the Model S at 2,700. Google trend activity for the Tesla lineup shows the Cybertruck is falling in total search interest, down to 49, the Model Y sitting at 25, the Model 3 at 22, the Model S at 10, and the Model X at 8. The percent of stocks today trading above the 50-day moving average is down about 1% today. So 1% of all stocks are falling below that 50-day moving average, totaling 52.63% of stocks currently trading above their 50-day moving average. And really from this vantage point, there's room in either direction here. There's room for markets to get weaker. There's room for markets to get stronger. It's basically a coin toss whether or not a particular stock is above its 50-day moving average. That's not a super strong market. it's not a terrible market also. You can see here CNN's Fear and Greed Index indicates markets are neutral at 51, pretty much unchanged from yesterday's reading of neutral at 52, and it actually just ticked down 1 point to 50, but you're pretty much neutral as you could possibly be. And I think that makes sense. I think a lot of people are pretty neutral as well heading into tomorrow, because tomorrow's such a big data point. It's hard to be super bullish heading into that. It's hard to be super bearish heading into that, because we just don't ultimately know how that data is going to come out. Currently, markets are still pricing in only a 25 basis point rate cut for September 18th. The odds of that currently sit at 60%. The odds of a 50 basis point cut September 18th sit at 40%. And the data tomorrow is going to solidify either 25 basis points or 50 basis points. I mean, that's what is really going to determine how markets trade. Because the last thing you want is the Fed cutting into a recessionary economy, versus just cutting normally because they want a right-size policy. But we'll talk about this a little bit more in the next video. Nonetheless, at the time of recording this video, Tesla stock is up 5.7%. Again, we've seen this coming. I specifically said in the last video, within the next 24 to 48 hours, don't be surprised if some big news comes out, and lo and behold, just 12 hours later or so, you got really big news. You want to read the tape in this market when big money investors are getting the news and information before we do, the data before we do. Reading the tape, which basically means, what's doing well, what's not doing well. Do markets sell off strangely before big data? Do markets rally strangely before big data? Will kind of give you an insight to what the data is probably going to be like, okay? Because big money's getting the information, they're positioning for it ahead of time. And retail does not have that luxury. So reading the tape here in our markets can do you very well. And that's exactly what we did on Tesla yesterday. I made a trade specifically based on that did pay out a couple 100% this morning. So if you guys want to come trade with us live in real time, check out that link down below in the description of this video. But from a technical basis, as long as things go well tomorrow, Tesla stock looks almost unstoppable from a pure technician standpoint. The 235 level could be important, but you get above that, then you have a gap to fill at least up to about 240, but I would really say up to about 256 or so. So, yeah, things are about to get very exciting for Tesla. RSI at 59, pretty neutral overall. MACD is positive at 0.59. Signal line is a negative 1.15. So definitely a lot of room to see some strength there as well. So let me know what you think about this information down below in the comment section. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.